and welcome back to day 38 of How to Fix the World in 80 Days, and today's subject is slavery. Now, some people seem to think slavery stopped in 1865, just after the American Civil War. They could not be more wrong. Quick history here, the Americans were not the first people to ban slavery. France technically abolished domestic slavery in 1307, the Haitian slaves won their independence in 1804, and the British Empire banned the slave trade in 1807. So if you thought the Americans were the champions of freeing the slaves, you were wrong. Secondly, I don't know what we're celebrating because we never actually got rid of slavery. The United Nations estimates that there are currently over 21 million people forced into labor, 5 million of whom are under the age of 18. That's 3 out of every 1,000 people. That's a lot of people. Now, you might have noticed I used the words forced labor and not slavery. I only did that because that's what the United Nations calls them, but let's be honest, these people are slaves in every sense of the word. A North Korean working 14-hour days for little to no pay in a Siberian logging camp where he's not allowed to leave. Does that sound like slavery? A Bengali worker stuffed 30 to a room with his passport seized, getting paid 1/10 of what he was promised on a Dubai skyscraper in 45-degree heat? Does that sound like slavery? You can call it whatever you want, forced labor, but I'm a realist. Let's call it what it is. That's slavery. If that's not enough, how about these literal slave auctions taking place right now in Libya? Migrants are being sold for the grand sum of $400. That's how much a life is worth in 2018. $400. You see, slavery is very much alive in 2018, but we haven't even scratched the surface yet. Yeah, we've got our 21 million forced into labor, but what about the 700 plus million living on less than $2 a day? And sure, we're not cracking a whip or forcing them to pick cotton, but in the conditions that they're forced to live under with no way out, it might as well be. Now, is all this your fault or my fault? No, but together, we're all part of a social economic incentive that allows slavery to persist. Of the 21 million forced into labor, 18 million are in the open economy, not the black market. That means they're making your t-shirts, they're laying your bricks, they're picking your fruit, and the only reason it continues is because we continue to buy it. More than human rights, we love cheap shit. If we were willing to take even just a little bit more time understanding what we were buying, how the supply chain works, and where all the money was going, we might actually make a difference. Slavery exists in 2018. That's just a fact. The real question is, what are you going to do about it?